Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Bucket.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
It's going.
It's going.
Come on, we had two big major things happen this past week, and you're like, yeah, whatever.
I'm emotionally burnt out. Trust me.
I am not. I am not emotionally burnt out. It's weird. I guess because I worked today in order to get to this, so it's one of those. I got to get in the mood, if you will.
In the mood. You got to light some candles.
Normally, I get to sleep in a little bit, play little games, and get in the mood to get in there. So yeah. So it's fun though.
We've had a good week. Image, and I want it out of my head now.
God, I don't even want to know, and I don't think you're gonna say it on
no, please God, don't.
Yeah, let's not.
I will wait until after the podcast, and then Chicken can share the mental image of this.
You know what? Let's just.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
What games have everybody been playing this week?
Video games.
Walk away from that. Ninja games.
Video games.
Oh, I thought you said
said
games.
Ninja games. I was like, what?
Ninja games.
I know. I was like, when? I don't remember seeing a ninja.
Games. That's because he was being ninja about it.
I guess so.
I need more ninja games in my life. I do.
Don't we all? We all need more ninja?
I need more Tenshu.
Need more? Yes.
It's been actually 2 weeks since I've been on, because last week I was out of town, and so I did get some gaming in because of that. I played Mario Odyssey and beat it within 3-4 days while I was on vacation, basically. Yay Switch and being able to bring it with you. We picked it up on the Friday that it was released before we left it was a mystery vacation, basically. You go to a website and you type it in and you give them all the information, and then the Friday morning before you leave, you open up a package and it tells you where you're going. So we ended up going to Nashville, which is one of my favorite towns anyway, and it was excellent. But because we're parents and we're used to being waken up at 5:30 in the morning by our wonderful children, and I'll use wonderful as a term, wonderful children, we actually ended up passing out pretty early the first night, and then the next night my wife passed out pretty early from, I guess, partying hard during the day. I don't know. We went to a few breweries, so it was kind of a lot of alcohol involved. And so I started playing Odyssey then, and Mario Odyssey is absolutely amazing. I got the same feeling from it that I did the first time I ever played Mario 64. It's that whole feeling of just, oh my God, what world have I come into? This all feels brand new to me. I originally did not feel as though I was going to like having the Wiimotes completely away and just the Joy-Cons moved away from the screen and being able to play that way, because I started off mobile. But when I got home, I figured out it's a lot easier to deal with Cappy the little hat. If you're actually detach those, you can actually move him around and you figure out what to do. And the humor in it is brilliant. It's so much fun. I had a smile. I laughed the entire time. The end of was it the Kong City or whatever it is, the big Donkey Kong City thing that looks like New York, Manhattan or whatever. The end of that, huge grin. And I actually almost enjoyed it as much as I did the end of the game. And I don't want to give anything away. I don't want any spoilers, but it was so much fun in both of those cases because it was very nostalgic, and at the same time was just fun gameplay, and the setup for all of that just kind of made it in both cases, set it up. And plotline wise, the very ending is great. And what's also awesome is when you get done with the main plotline, you're not done with the game. They allow you to be able to go back to the other worlds and go back and pick up the moons and stuff. It's not like Mario 64 to where you would go into a world, and if you picked up a star, they end up kicking you back out. Instead, you can just continue to play as much as you want to, and try to find all of them that you can. And there's supposedly 75 to 100 different stars on every single level, where there was 120 in the original Mario 64. And I think in Sunshine had 120 Sunshines as well. So a lot of fun. I also played some Golf Story still. I'm still going through the plot line on it. I'm enjoying it. I'm dealing with some pesky birds and stuff now. And then two other things. One, I had kept quiet for a little while, which is I started playing Destiny.
Yeah, I saw you on the other night.
Yeah.
Destiny 2. Actually, I talked to Ollie the other night because he and I were playing at the same time, but not together. And I was like, this is where I am. Next time, let's see if we can play together. So hopefully Ollie and I get to play together, which would be pretty cool. And but I'm really enjoying it. There's a plot line. Yay for that change. The villain is, which I want to say his name's Gaul. His very he's evil, and I love it. Like, you just feel like this guy's not going to change in the way that he is, and he just feels brutal. And I'm a villain guy. I'm a person that loves a good villain, and this guy I'm like, yes, this is a villain. This is somebody I want to fight against, or hug, depending on which way you want to look at it.
Right.
And so in Destiny 2, they've done a really good job of setting up that plot line, and I feel it's a different game. Now, I have not beaten the game, so I want to continue on through that before I give a full review on something like that. But so far in the game, where I'm at, I'm enjoying it. It doesn't feel like I'm grinding. It makes me want to explore certain parts where in the first one I felt like I couldn't, because I felt like I was it was either a grinding situation or I was being rushed or whatever. The little instance where they have like the public events, as they call them, that pop up, they feel natural, and people are helping each other out even though they're not part of the same group. That was really cool. I am playing on PC. Graphically it looks fantastic. I think they've done a great job of it, and I mean, overall it is a different game. It feels like a different game with the exception of the gameplay itself. Like, the actual mechanics feel the same, which is awesome. So I'm hoping that pans out and plays the way I want it to in the long run. The other thing I picked up yesterday was, I picked it up a few days ago, but I finally ended up starting playing it yesterday, which was the new Assassin's Creed.
I saw you play that too.
Yeah,
Stalking you.
Assassin's Creed Origins is so far really well done. It feels different than a regular Assassin's Creed game, and
like in a good way or a bad
controls way? And good and bad. Like, there's certain elements that they've added. The strangest thing to me, and I don't know if it's just because I'm playing on PC, but I am playing on a controller on a PC, and the menus are Destiny. Some of the other elements are very Destiny-like in the fact that, not the online part of it, of course, but the way that certain parts of it control, where you're moving basically a mouse up on the screen to different parts. It's very strange to me that they made that as an element. One of them is that was exactly the same thing, which was on a Destiny map. You have an option to, it's basically track. So you hit a button, you say track, and then that pops up a prompt so you can go to that area, whatever that quest is. And I haven't played an Assassin's Creed since Black Flag. So I don't know if this is something that's been added into the Assassin's Creed and Destiny borrowed from it, or if it was the other way around. So, but they have a tracking ability. So you see a quest, you hit it, and it actually says track. And when you do that, it props up a prompt to do that one. But it's cool too, because you could be a level 3, and you might have a level 7 or 8 mission that it recommends, and you can still do it. So if you want to go in and do it anyway, you can. So you can go in and do that quest.
If you can do it at the same level, what is the point in having the levels to start with?
Because it's hard. It's going to be extremely hard, because you're basically, like, you are not the best person at stealth. We'll use that as an example.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be more stealthy if you're going in at a higher level. So, like, the first one that I got prompted, I think it was a level 2, and it was a level 5. And I tried to get in, and I'm pretty decent at stealth, especially when it comes to Assassin's Creed stuff. And I went through and got to a certain point and just got hammered. Like, it was, if one of the guys sees you, you're dead. Just know you're going to be dead right off the bat. But you're still able to, if you can do it stealthy enough, be able to take enough guys out to where you can complete the mission. So it's available to you, but I guess it's kind of like playing on hard mode, if you will.
Gotcha.
If you do it that way. So it's pretty cool. Might be a little challenge for yourself. So, like Chicken, who likes to challenge himself a lot of times, might go, well, I'm a level 2, and that says level 7, so let me see what I can do. You know,
I'm gonna go do it anyway.
I'm gonna try to do it anyway. But it's the design of it. It's a beautiful game. It's well done. So far I like the main character. He's got a little bit of sense of humor. I'm not sure if it's really time specific. Like I feel like it's a little too modern in some of the things that they say, and I'm just kind of like, I don't feel like that's what ancient Egyptians would say. You know, like I think it's set in 49 BC, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I just don't feel that, you know, a little over 2,000 years ago that's exactly what some people would say. But, you know, it still has an Animus feel to it. Like they've got, it even says certain parts of it will say Animus on it. So you can go through and look at that. But I've not reached a point to where we're outside of,
God,
like, into the real world.
Because it's so dumb.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure how that plot line wise would be set up when it does, if it does. So we'll see. But right now I'm enjoying it, and actually everything I've played so far I'm enjoying. And Mario I'm still picking up. It's a great one before you go to bed. I'm gonna get this moon before I go to bed. You know, so and I'm just trying to get as close to 100% on that one as I can, and then of course with Destiny, it's, you know, you're going to spend at least an hour and a half trying to get through each one of the missions for it, but it's fun. And if you get on and you just want to shoot people, you can do that too. So that's pretty cool. Yep, that's what I did though.
What about you guys? I know a lot of what Chicken's been doing because it's the same thing. We had somebody over this weekend, so we've done a lot of the same thing.
Yeah, my week has definitely been a little bit slower. You know, a little bit of Heroes, a little bit of PUBG, a little bit of Dark Souls, and that. And I upgraded my computer. Got that. Things run so much nicer.
Yeah, that's all ready to go.
It looks fantastic too.
To make them look pretty.
Are you planning to stream anytime soon?
Yes, today. I'm going to stream today.
Okay.
Well, today is Monday. I'm going to stream today on Monday. I know we usually
and
do a
probably
podcast
today
on
whenever
Sunday.
you're listening to this. So.
Yes.
And probably would. Do you know if you're going to have a regular time that you're going to start streaming yet or not? I know that work schedule kind of...
Probably more towards the evenings, but if I get more time off, it'll be towards the afternoon. So,
okay.
Keep an eye on his Twitter, is what he's saying.
Yes, keep an eye on my Twitter.
What are you starting with today?
I have no idea. I want something to try and make it pretty, because I loaded up Heroes after I got this thing installed, and it auto-detected all the settings for me, and I played a game, and I was just like, holy shit, wow, this feels so different. The characters move much more fluidly, everything... I was getting 100, 120 FPS, everything on Ultra, and I'm just like, whoa, this is crazy.
Nerd.
It's crazy.
So pretty.
It is.
Got to do what you got to do.
So smooth, too. But unfortunately, PUBG still does not work, like, perfectly. But I think it's because it's early access and still not optimized properly.
I was going to say, I don't think it's optimized properly yet. Like, fully optimized. It's not like it's garbage, but
yes.
it's got work.
Not like Ark.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit. And I've been keeping an eye on my temperatures. You know, that's for more of the technical side. Everything is keeping nice and cool now. Before it'd get up like 81 degrees Celsius, my fucking CPU would catch on fire and everything would burn up. Now it's staying.
What are you staying around now?
A little fire extinguisher off to the side of your desk. Psst, okay, come on, cool down.
What are you at around now?
Now, no matter how hard I push it, it stays around 45 to 50, which is where you want it.
Wow.
And my GPU stays, if I'm pushing it hard, go up to maybe 50, 55. So that's really fucking nice.
That's nice. Mine maxes at about
is
70,
like
71.
the size of a cantaloupe.
Yeah.
A good-sized cantaloupe.
Like, that
it's
thing
huge.
is like that big, and
I can't think of anything else to compare it to. Sorry.
no, seriously, it's about that big on top of this little tiny square like this. It is. And the good thing
Freaking ridiculous is what it is.
I have a fan right on the backside, so as the fan blows off of it, it blows into the fan and blows straight out, so it's constantly keeping the flow out. So I think I got it set up very nicely, very well. And
what's your
no
like, is your volume less or more, like the CPU unit itself? Like,
what do you mean?
Is it loud? Like, because you have the fans going quiet?
It's so fucking quiet. I had one little issue when I first started up, but it was one of my tiny fans had the cord hitting it, and I pulled that. It's quiet.
That's good.
Which is nice.
I know that watched Digital Foundry was doing a thing on Xbox One X to try to figure out based on the sound and based on the fact that they have condensed it into a smaller box compared to the original Xbox One, and you got that larger CPU, and it's running at I think 45C on the unit itself, to where, and they actually had a thermal cam on it so you could see where it was hotter, and it was running at 45C, and then the back exhaust was about 65.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so they're able to keep that down. So I was interested to see what yours was at running with a higher end CPU. So that's pretty cool.
I did have one problem. It took me almost 3 hours to fix. Since my motherboard is slightly odd shaped, it's got like this little back piece because it's a dust filter, and I couldn't get my tool down there to tighten down the CPU or the fan, so I had to do the other three, and then over hours just do like a little bit of a turn, a little bit of a turn, a little bit of a turn, and good lord, you could ask Griff how frustrated I was.
Yes.
Oh, it was irritating as all hell, but I got it, and it works. It's fine.
That's awesome.
Oh, yes, it is. Finally, all upgraded.
Well, what about you, Baka? What have you been doing?
Pissing people off in Minion Masters.
Yeah. You should tell them about that.
Yeah, I made a deck that is, like, its speed is like, I think 2.2, 2.3, something like that.
Damn, that's a fast deck.
I basically just spam shit out at ridiculous rates, and I have one of the legendary cards. It's like a guy playing bagpipes.
Oh, that guy.
So I'll throw him out, and he basically taunts all the other, like the enemy minions and stuff. So all my guys, while he's getting the crap beat out of him, just run up, just and beat the crap out of him. I think one of the games I played, I ended up having about 6 different little pup things on each bridge. So I was gaining mana at like ridiculous rates. I was healing really quickly, and I was just constantly spamming things out and overwhelmed the dude. And then went and did the little map thing where you can go around and explore,
right,
and get some loot and stuff that way. And then went back and played another game. Ended up facing the same guy, and he didn't even summon anything out. He was just like, "Fuck it, kill me."
Oh, that's so sad.
The weakness to it, though, is I cannot seem to handle people who have a lot of flying, though.
I kind of figured that would be the issue. Having those small minions, they don't have very good range capabilities.
And they die very quickly, but I mean, once I get the flow of it going, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, you seem to be enjoying Minion Masters, that's good.
Yeah, I want to play with you so that way we can go and just spam kill everyone with the decks.
I really need to finish my healing deck for that one. But yeah, we might be able to stream that later. Well, tomorrow. Or whenever you have free
let's
time.
see, I work later, but
yeah, when you have free time.
Other than that, I've been playing around
Stupid
with
free
PUBG.
time.
Played some rounds of PUBG here and there. Killed a couple of people with a machete.
Woo!
Like, I just landed, the only weapon around was the machete, and some other dude was picking up a pistol, so I ran out and just went, pop, pop! And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go run around again, and started running around and hopped around a corner and just whacked another dude that didn't have a weapon. And then I got shot with a shotgun.
Shotgun beats machete, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, Griff, I was going to tell you, I haven't played it yet, but I wanted you to know at least, because it was on sale, I bought Prey.
Yay, everybody should play that game. Everybody.
Yes.
Do
I'm
it.
never gonna play it now just because of that.
I hate you. We're not friends.
Ben, I'm gonna go do my own epic little mount runs and...
Well, this weekend we had Foxy over because it was BlizzCon weekend, and me and Foxy and Chicken played Mario Party, and we will not ever do that again because the computer cheats.
Oh my fucking god.
More specifically, Yoshi cheats.
Yeah, Baka's super excited because it was Yoshi. He's like, see? That's why I hate him. But,
Yoshi's fantastic. Y'all are wrong.
No, he's not. He's a little bastard.
Now we're gonna get you to play Mario Party, and Yoshi's going to be the computer, and he's going to make you rage.
Oh,
Fuck
we
that
were
guy.
ready to throw things. Like, he got a star. He went a different route than the path to go to the first star to start with, and slipped on ice and popped up and got a mystery, like a hidden box that had a star in it. And his next turn, he went across the ice, slipped again, got another mystery or hidden box that had 20 coins in it, which is enough to buy another star. And then he stole somebody else's star.
Yeah, he
He's
ended
an
the game
asshole.
with 4 stars and 100 and something coins.
Yeah.
After stealing from us
What
constantly.
level were y'all playing?
He was
Like,
normal.
It was normal.
No.
And that motherfucker was like, the game was like, oh, he's a CPU. I'm a CPU. I'm going to help him.
Yeah.
Yoshi, you want some stars? I got you some stars.
Oh, it's so
Fuck that guy.
irritating.
Fuck that
So
guy.
irritating. Well,
Yeah,
and it was-
everyone needs to play these games so that way they all understand the rage.
Foxy had never
I
really
played that
done.
game. I didn't have that problem.
Foxy had never really done Mario Party, so every time we had a mini game, we do a practice run of the mini game first to let her figure out how it works. And I haven't played that much of it. She could only ever win practices. Like when it came to the real games, she could not win a round.
So she choked.
Yep.
I guess so. But
Which Mario Party were you playing?
it was Mario
3.
Party 3. Yeah, we like to
Good
break out the
classic.
N64 and play that one. Which we turned it on, and like when we played it with my sister too, it was the same reaction. As soon as it comes on the screen, like people that aren't expecting are like, "What are those graphics?"
That's
Like, you shut up, that was
classic,
cutting
man.
edge at the time.
What are the options on Mario Odyssey is you can actually put his Mario 64 skin on.
Oh,
Oh,
So
God,
it's like you get the hat and that, and so you look at it and it looks like a downgrade complete because they do the face and everything. So as you put it
Oh.
on, it all downgrades into the Mario 64 days,
That is
and everything else around to him is normal. But it's it's fun.
I'd play the shit out of
Eyesore in the
Odyssey in
middle
the
of the screen.
64 costume. Look at me, I'm different.
Well,
Now,
and
what would be really great is they would go back and let you do the stretchy face stuff,
Oh my god.
where you can move his nose and stuff around. Yeah.
and
Oh
then
my
like
God.
let you play the game like with that monstrosity that you play.
Yeah, then you get people running around with like the troll phase. Yeah, that'd be something.
It is interesting because like one of the there's rooms in each one of the worlds you can't get into unless you buy the outfit that goes along with that world. So you walk up to whoever it is that's guarding the room and they'll go, "Oh, we'll let you in," and they undo a lock and then there's a moon in there and you have to decide how that works. But I will tell you this, if you haven't played Odyssey yet, get as many moons as you can on every world you're on. So stay on that world as long as you can and find as many moons as you can before moving to the next world, because I just went through it as quickly as I could, which was about 15 hours gameplay time, and now like I'm stuck in I just got enough to be able to move around, but I was stuck on a world and I could not move one direction or another. It's crazy.
I've heard there are a lot of moons in that game. A lot of
So-
speedrunners are going to be a little heartbroken to try and speedrun that game.
Well, I guess you could just do a world, right? Like you would have one where you could complete the game as quickly as possible, and because some of the moons are right next to each other,
Right.
and then and you could do one where you're doing it as quickly as possible to get to the end, and you could do another one to where you're trying to do worlds at a time, complete a world, as many as you could.
That is so many moons.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, I was blown away when I found out how many there were, and that's just ludicrous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you talk about replayability. They give you the replayability.
Yeah,
Forever.
and I don't want to put it down. Like I pick it up and I'm like, oh no, and it's like, and then you figure out where one's at, and you go, well, I haven't been over here lately, because it changes. As soon as you beat that world, the world changes, and there's stuff that unlocks, so
Damn.
it's worth it.
Well, like I said, Foxy was here because of BlizzCon, and obviously because of BlizzCon, it is forced me back into WoW stuff. So we can talk about all the BlizzCon stuff, get that out of the way, and then talk about Paris Games Week stuff.
Oh, I'm going to fangirl so hard, so are we ready?
Yeah, everybody get ready because 3 of us are super nerds for Blizzard. So, what do you want to talk about first? We got Hearthstone stuff, we've got WoW stuff, we've got Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, lots and lots and lots of stuff.
Okay.
Battle for Azeroth.
Yep. I'm going to put everybody in my head real quick. When they were announcing the stuff, they showed off the new expansion, Battle for Azeroth, and I was sitting there I was like, oh, that's so fucking awesome, holy shit. And then the guy on the stage just changes gears real quick, and he's like, I want to talk about ice cream. And I was like, okay, what's this going to lead into? And he starts talking, and he's like, oh, cookies and cream is my favorite. But, I know some people, really like chocolate, and he stops and looks at the crowd, and the fucking crowd just dims down, and he says, "But I know some people's favorite flavor is vanilla," and the fucking, you could just feel the room explode, and then they fucking have this cinematic, and I'm just on the floor going, "Oh my god, finally." Holy
well, it's
shit.
Because, okay, people were shocked because Blizzard had already previously said, we're not going to talk about Vanilla WoW.
Yep.
And then here we are announcing Vanilla WoW is going to be a thing. We are going to put the servers back up. We've got to repurchase or reacquire the original server blades that we auctioned off for charity a few years ago so that we can make this happen. So...
the crazy thing to me is, like, I am not the biggest Blizzard fan on the planet, well, at least when it comes to WoW. Like, I love everything they do, but the first tweet I saw was about vanilla. And I was like, is this real? So, like, I'm clicking on it and popping up and reading an article about it immediately, because I am so ecstatic as a non-WoW person for all my friends that play this game, because I'm like, this is, of course, you had the servers that were up that somebody else did, and there was this whole lawsuit thing. Is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen because of this lawsuit stuff? And the fact that they're like, okay, this is going to happen. I was so happy for everybody. I didn't know what to do.
Oh, it's so wonderful, because now you can play on the legacy servers and have that comfort. As Blizzard says, they do everything right. They're not going... As long as there is a World of Warcraft, there will be legacy. You will not have to worry about your shit getting erased or somebody pulling the plug and losing all of your time. You can commit to us. Because that's the problem with
unofficial servers.
The comment that I liked that he said was the fact that he goes, we want you to remember the vanilla game the way you remember it and not the launch that it had.
Yes.
And I love that he said that, because it was, we're going to take our time with this, but we're going to give you the right product.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's going to be a while, like I imagine a couple of years before we actually see vanilla, because they're going to have to go back and figure out how to fix the bugs, get the vanilla code back to start with, and, kind of rework it from the ground up so that it functions on current platforms. Yep. I mean, it was not designed to work on Windows 10, obviously.
No, not anywhere near. But I mean, it's just them going above and so far beyond. They're even hiring an entire new staff to run this by themselves. Like,
yes.
The amount of effort that they're going through for these people and me, I appreciate it, for me, is incredible, and just, they deserve your loyalty.
Yeah.
I'm going to be kiting so many things.
Yeah, we've already started discussing, like, there's no date in sight for this. We've already started discussing, like, okay, vanilla mechanics and everything. You know that this class and this class cannot do this thing that they usually do now, and this, and this. So what do we want to be? What do we want to do? How are we going to do this, so that we can run successful groups together, because things are very different than they are now.
People are looking at vanilla WoW, like the people who didn't really play it or only got to play it a little bit, are looking at it through what people are calling rose-tinted glasses. It's so nice. It's so pretty. But Blizzard has already stated, you're getting vanilla. Shit and all. So be ready. You ain't getting a modernized version of vanilla. You're getting vanilla.
But George Lucas did that same thing with the original Star Wars. Because remember, we came out with in the 90s, late 90s, they had the special edition version of it.
Right.
And everybody was like, I don't want that. I want the original ones that were released in theaters, 1977, 1980. I want these originals in 1983. And he goes, okay, if that's what you want, that's what you get. So he enhanced nothing. And handed it was just the widescreen versions of them on DVD, and hands them out, and that's what they got. So if that's what you wanted, that's what you got.
Yep.
And I love the fact that they're like, we're gonna do it, but if we're gonna do it, just realize what you're getting.
Exactly. Yeah. They're just like, you're gonna get it. I mean, you think it's all pretty nice and sunshine and rainbows over there, but that shit ain't. Get ready for it.
It's going to go back to a time where you have to pick a faction based on a class that you want to play. Because if you want to be a paladin, you've got to roll Alliance. Horde doesn't have them. If you want to be a shaman, you've got to roll Horde because Alliance don't have them. Yep. I mean, like, your racials matter. Like, they were talking earlier, Baka and Chicken, about rolling a priest, and it would be a dwarf priest, because a dwarf priest had a racial that would make them immune to fear. So it was, like, necessary for raiding. And now racials don't matter as much. I mean, like, everybody's got them, but whatever. You don't roll classes or
none of the
stuff based
racials
on.
really. Well, for PvP,
Will of the
humans have a nice.
Will of the Forsaken was broken as fuck for undead. Human priests.
Yeah, because you could eat people.
Yeah.
Or eat bodies.
No, Will of the Forsaken is different. They also had cannibalized, which they could eat.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
what I was thinking, cannibalized.
They fixed it at some point during vanilla, but they made it so that you couldn't eat players before you could eat players. I remember getting killed and then watching the undead dude just sit there and eat me, like going, some bitch. Hate that guy.
I think that's almost worse than teabagging.
Paladins got a bonus against undead for a little while in vanilla.
Well, because it makes sense.
It was
You're the
early
light,
on.
They're dead.
Yeah, but that was like there
you could
was
use your shackle undead on the undead players or the Forsaken players because they were undead.
Yeah, like early vanilla, there was no differentiating a player from a mob. Like if you were undead, you were marked as undead, and you got all the disadvantages of being undead.
Okay, I got a question for all three of you then.
Okay.
All right. So, never played WoW. And I usually ask this question every time an expansion comes out, but I'm going to ask this question now. I've never played WoW. If I were to start, and let's say vanilla was live, would you have me start at vanilla, or would you have me start at what we currently have?
I would say start at what we currently have because vanilla's going to make you want to quit life.
Yeah, like if you get into vanilla, you're going to get into vanilla. But if you see how nice and pretty and easy everything is, going to something like that, you're going to be like, oh, wow, that's really hard to play. Especially
yeah,
with
like honestly, getting to like
factor.
level 60 in like the new expansions and everything doesn't take long at all.
No.
Getting to 60 in vanilla is a grind.
Took me 4 months.
That's the max, though, right?
Yeah, that was
60 is the max, and now with the next expansion, Battle for Azeroth, when it comes out, we have doubled that. We will be going to 120. So, we're pretty far out there, man.
Yep.
But I don't know. I'm pretty excited about vanilla, but I think because it's more immediate, I am at this point a little more excited about Battle for Azeroth.
Yes.
Because OMG, you guys.
It's gonna go back to the Horde beating the shit out of Alliance.
Here's the thing, like, since my first introduction to WoW, like, when I played beta and vanilla, it was a very different experience because my friends were playing it, but nobody was playing with me. So my real, like, falling in love with WoW came in my second coming of it, which I started right before Wrath of the Lich King, so it was still at the end of Burning Crusade. And we did PvP, like, I was Chicken's pocket healer. We twinked at like level 30-something.
39.
39. And did PvP all the time. So my big investment to Warcraft has always been the Warcraft side of it, the war part of it. It's Horde versus Alliance. And I am fiercely ride or die Alliance. Like, I can't not be that. And so now that we're gonna do this big battle it out, I will say one of the things I didn't like is the way that they set up the cinematic. The guy on stage, whose name I can't remember, I'm sorry, was talking about it, and one of the lines he said was, or if you on the Horde side, when they were just coming here to find a new home, trying to sound like we should be sympathetic to the Horde, but the Horde showed up under, misguided auspices, I get that, but they showed up to fight and take over our shit. We lived here. It's our planet. You weren't looking for a home. You were looking to conquer. So fuck that. No, I don't have any sympathy for you. And
the orcs are the only one that came here.
Yeah,
the Taurens were already here. The trolls were already here. The undead, that's Arthas' fault, so it's a human's fault.
No,
the elves
Legion's
were already
fault.
here.
That is, Arthas is Legion's fault.
Oh.
He's right.
And technically,
it
is all, well, if you want to get technical about it, because
you're going really far back. Fair enough. You're going way back there. But it's Arthas' fault that he's such a weak-willed little baby.
That is not his fault. He had some shit that happened. Okay.
He didn't have to slaughter Stratholme. Come on now.
But the Alliance in the cinematic is taking back Lordaeron, which is the undead city now. But prior to that, before the undead took it or the Forsaken took it over, it was the capital for the Alliance. So we're going to take that back, and apparently in Retaliation, or maybe before that, and we are doing this in Retaliation, they are going to burn down, the Horde will be burning down Teldrassil, which is the Night Elf home. So fuck you guys, that's the fucking tree of life for them. Horde, you guys are just a bunch of little bitches. Fuck off.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're coming up towards the end of World of Warcraft's life, so...
I have some very intense feels when it comes to Horde and Alliance. Yes. So, which is strange. Foxy was here, and we were talking about it, and she's like, I'm just not blown away by the Battle for Azeroth expansion. And I was like, what? Why? And she's like, well, I don't feel like, it's Horde and Alliance, whatever, but I mean, I don't feel like it's got really any goal to it or anything. Because it's one of those things where this expansion will appeal to the people that are interested in the PvP and the war side of things. But she's very much a PvE progressionist, where she wants to fight the NPCs, basically, and it's more about, we need an imminent threat that both sides are going to have to come together and fight. And it's like, well, no, it's Warcraft. We have to fight each other because that's what we do here. So, she's not as excited about it as I am, which I imagine there may be other hardcore PvEers that are of the same mindset. But if you're interested in the war side of it, we're getting things like the Alliance is taking back Stromgarde Keep in the Arathi Highlands, and Horde are going to take back something else. You can tell which side I paid attention to.
It kind of seems like it's like we're taking over the Eastern Kingdoms, and the Horde
they're taking over the Kalimdor.
Well, we're going to take continents and make them staging grounds for a huge world battle.
Hence
and there will be new areas. We'll be recruiting new allies that have naval capabilities and things like that. So it's going to be a really interesting X-Pack, and I am super excited about it.
What was called Warcraft 2 Tides of War, I think it was. That was the second Warcraft game. That is all the data stuff that people were data mining. So everybody was thinking it was going to be World of Warcraft Tides of War, but
Tides of Darkness.
Tides of Darkness? Yeah, it's Tides of Darkness, something like that. But in that title for Warcraft 2, it actually says underneath the Battle for Azeroth. So they threw the fucking I can't think of the word. It was like the scapegoat. Misdirection. Yeah, misdirection. But they still had it right there. They're just playing with people.
But it's going to be pretty exciting. We get new character slots because with allied races, once you raise your rep with the allied races of your faction, you will be able to roll a character of that allied race. Although some people are questioning why certain things are picking certain sides, the Highborn or Nightborn elves are going to Horde side for some reason. But we're getting the Void Elves for Alliance side. The Dark Iron Dwarves are going to be in it. The Zandalar Trolls. There's going to be a lot of people. So you're going to have, once you max out rep with them, the opportunity to be them. As well as specific gear sets that go with them and things like that. So it's a lot of stuff. Stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I really, really like the idea that they are creating advanced AI, who can actually put up a fight against people. They're not going to play. They're not going to play like normal NPCs. They're actually going to try to troll you, which is crazy that Blizzard can create AI like that.
Well, I mean, they're basically, like you and Foxy were talking about, they're taking the veteran and whatever the level is above that AI capabilities from Heroes of the Storm, which is going to be more unpredictable AI, and just swapping that over and applying it to the AI and WoW. So when those NPC Horde players drop off the boat on the same island that you're on, they'll fight you, but like he was talking about on stage, if there's a rogue in that group, he may at some points while you're fighting a mob, stealth up to you and open on you whilst you're already fighting. Or it may be one of those things that if you come upon him while he's fighting a mob, he may stealth and run away. So they're going to give them flavor personalities, which is nice.
Yes, it's super, super neat. And the removing PvP servers and PvE servers altogether, which is nice. I mean, if you could just roll on a server and then choose if you want a PvP or PvE. You just go and sign up, and then when you go out into the world, you're PvP. Or you can choose PvE. You can level PvE, and then when you hit max level, you click PvP, and there you go. You're now able to be both, I guess. So you don't put yourself in those
Which is nice, because it means, well, there was a problem with PvP servers being lopsided one faction towards the other. Like, when we're out leveling, especially if you're leveling solo, you'll get out into a part of the world, and there'll just be 15 Horde that are cap level and sitting there just killing you constantly, and it's just you and maybe 3 other Alliance people in the zone, and you can't get enough together to stop them from griefing you, from preventing you from progressing. So what they're doing is allowing you to, choose, okay, I'm leveling, so I'm going to sit in the city, turn off my PvP flag, go out, level. Okay, I'm done with my actual stuff that I need to get done for the day. I can go out in the world and PvP now. So that'll be nice. Nice way to stop that, because it was definitely a problem, especially when there were daily areas that you couldn't, as one faction or the other, use because the other faction was just camping it.
And it's super nice to be like, oh yeah, fuck this, and I'm just gonna go PvE and do my dailies. Boom, you're clear. You're free to do whatever you want. You don't have to suffer.
That'll really make it a lot easier for like the Christmas holiday events. The Grinch.
Yes, any of the holiday events that require you to go out into the world, it'll make it so much easier.
Yep.
And for people that are just leveling, because some zones are impossible to level low B characters in. Duskwood, if you're Alliance, on every server I've ever been on, is impossible to quest on because the Horde are always there. Yeah. Like, don't you have anything better to do? This is a level 20 zone. Go away.
This is what they have to do better.
Yeah, kill the lobies because otherwise they can't kill anything.
Yeah.
I did that to a demon hunter that was 110 that just kept killing my little mage while I was trying to like do quests and level and wait for Q pops. So I got on my hunter, went out and kept killing them.
Wow. In other Blizzard news, there's new Hearthstone expansion, which the trailer for it is amazing, and Matt Mercer sings the trailer song. It's so great. I don't even play Hearthstone, but I love every time they get a new expansion because the trailers for them are always so great.
Yes.
But the new expansion is Kobolds and Catacombs, which is a love letter to Dungeons and Dragons, essentially. And it looks pretty good. I don't understand Hearthstone because I don't do the card game stuffs because I'm bad at them, obviously. But I'm glad that you guys will have something cool.
Well, then I can talk about it a little more since I actually play Hearthstone.
Go ahead.
It's pretty interesting. They're introducing a whole single-player experience now. They're making it so that it's like Dungeons and Dragons, where you have a small deck to start with, and then as you beat bosses, which are randomized, like that you have 8 bosses in each little dungeon escapade that you have, and it randomly spawns them. And when you beat one, you get to choose a prize, and then choose 3 cards that you add to your deck. And then you keep doing that until you beat all 8 bosses, and then you get a prize, or you lose, and basically your deck goes to the garbage, and you have to start all over again. Which is neat for people who want to play single player. I mean, yeah, it's $50,
goes to the garbage.
But you get a lot of packs with it and whatnot too. But they're also giving away.
It's kind of like the Elder Scrolls one, but the Elder Scrolls one had a plot line. Along with it.
Yeah, actually, it's somewhat similar. They may have taken a little inspiration from that.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like I'm okay with different companies, good companies that are borrowing from each other, because I feel like Hearthstone just came in and like was kind of the trendsetter, and then everybody's kind of borrowed from that, and then I feel like that they looked at it and went, hey, well that's a good idea. Why didn't we do that? And just kind of borrowed from that.
Hey,
so I'm okay with that.
For a while,
it's competition makes everybody better, right?
Exactly. I love competition because we all win when there's competition in the market.
That's right.
Yes. It looks like it's a lot of fun. Looks really neat. Like some of the cards are going to be overpowered. The reason when I like new expansions every time is whenever they introduce legendary cards, they're the most powerful, and they give you different options to build a whole deck around. So, I mean, one of them is a priest weapon. After you cast 3 spells, you summon a monster. So, things like that, you're going to want to build a low-cost, spell-heavy deck, and then you can kind of spam out and create pressure and things like that. It's neat every time a new expansion comes out because you get to see all these different decks and whatnot come out.
Yep. Not to rush you guys, but I realize that we're pretty far into the show, and we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. So... beyond Hearthstone, there's a new hero in Overwatch.
2
Myra.
Oh, no. That's Heroes of the
Overwatch?
Storm. Yeah, Overwatch.
Yep. Myra, who's a new support hero. She is a healer, and she looks like she's probably an evil version of David Bowie.
Yes.
I kind of see that.
She does like healing, and it's like a mixture between a healing holy priest or a shadow priest as well.
Yeah, it's healing and damage. So some of her healing spells for her team will damage the enemy teams and things like that. So she's going to be interesting. She'll be on the PTR soon.
Yeah,
I can't remember when they said, though.
They said soon.
Very soon. I think that's all they said. Plus the Reinhardt short. If you haven't seen it yet, Blizzard does amazing cinematics and shorts. And if you're going to watch the Reinhardt short, go ahead and get your box of tissues because you're probably going to tear up a little bit. Just saying.
And to make it worse, they had the Reinhardt voice actor come stomping out on stage in his Reinhardt voice, and then he started tearing up on stage when he was talking about how wonderful it was to work with Blizzard and things like this, and oh my goodness. And then they gave us a cinematic, and it's like a 1-2. You're like, oh.
Yep. It was so good.
It was that part of the because I got to watch part of it when I got back home. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of it, but I watched that, and it's interesting to see what he looks like versus the person he plays, because he's like 5 nothing, and like you do the voice of Reinhardt, really?
It's Darren DePaul, and he is fucking amazing.
He is. He's really good, and I love the fact that he did talk about the opportunities that he got from the fact that he worked with Blizzard, and it was really awesome to hear that, and especially with a company that we love.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that we feel is doing the right things. It's really neat to kind of to see that side of it as well.
Yep.
So.
And Chicken kind of touched on it. I had mentioned a hero. He's like Heroes of the Storm. Yes, Heroes of the Storm is getting what they're calling the Double Dragons, because it will be Hanzo from Overwatch and Alexstrasza from World of Warcraft are coming to Heroes of the Storm. Alexstrasza is a support champion. She's going to heal. Her kit's pretty interesting, and I think that she's going to be broken OP for a while.
I'm so buying her. Like, as soon as she comes out, I'm buying her. 10,000 coins, or 15,000 coins down the drain.
Yep.
Reserved for her.
Which, keep in mind, Heroes of the Storm, if you haven't played and are interested in trying it out, it is free to play. You never have to buy anything at all. So, download it and hit us up. We'll play with you. Sure, why not? And Hanzo looks like he's going to be fun in the HOTS, too.
Yes.
Hanzo and Genji are both there now. They can fight each other.
To throw this out there, since you said free to play, StarCraft 2 is now free to play. Wings of Liberty is free to play. I'm going to be downloading it and playing it now. I haven't ever gotten around to playing it, but it's free to play now. I've got nothing to lose. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that and see what I can do.
Well, that's
Zero
pretty
Rush,
cool.
everyone.
Yeah. Blizzard had a lot of good stuff this year, I think. I felt like it was really good BlizzCon. I feel like,
I think it was. I think they served the fans really well. I think, from my standpoint, from somebody that, basically Overwatch and Diablo, and I played a little bit of StarCraft back in the day too. It's one of those where looking at what they're doing for their fans is, it's smart business.
Mm-hmm.
Like from a business standpoint, you look at it and you go, hey, our fans want this. Can we make this happen? Okay, sure.
Well, they've always been like that. They've always tried really hard to give the fans what they want, which is why we ended up with dumb pandas, and I will never, ever not be mad at them for that. But it's because so many people in the forums were begging for pandas.
But it's also
they
why
said,
we
okay,
get
you want it, let's
Classic
do it.
WoW, too. They're listening to everybody, good and bad.
They listen to what
right.
people want, and sometimes what people want is stupid pandas. And sometimes what people want is awesome, vanilla.
I blame Kung Fu Panda.
But to be honest, it's one of those where if the majority of your fans are looking at it going, we want pandas, whether it's a good idea or not, you got to make money off of it. Now, do I think it deserved an entire expansion? Because it wasn't an expansion by itself.
Yes, Mists of Pandaria.
I don't think it deserved an expansion. Adding a character in, I'm okay with. A race of some sort, but I don't think it deserved an entire expansion of its own. But I am glad that they did look at it and go, okay, we do have a lot of fans that are wanting this. We're going to give them that as an option. And it could have been people at Blizzard itself that are like, oh yeah, pandas, it's a great idea, whatever was trending.
Maybe it was just like one fan that made like billions of accounts.
No, it was a lot of people, because you still see pandas running around, and some people are like ride or die panda life, where that's all the characters. Like, I know
ride or die panda life.
I know there's one girl that I know that plays WoW, and she deleted her other characters and re-rolled everything that she was maining and alting as pandas.
Holy shit!
Was it Foxy?
No, it was not. She does not like the pandas.
I was just wondering.
No.
You're like, I knew this one girl. I was just checking.
No. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy, though. People liked pandas, but whatever. Switching gears a little bit, you guys want to talk about the crazy amount of stuff that was at the Paris Games Week, Sony's Paris Games Week stuff?
Sure.
Okay, well, first of all, I think we just have to go ahead and get this out of the way. There's a new trailer for The Last of Us Part 2. Bam.
It's really good.
People are mad because it was overly violent. Have you people seen the first game? There are at least 2 torture scenes that I can recall off the top of my head.
The only thing I'm mad about is not that it was violent. It's a little spoilerish for me in a lot of ways. Like, just the way it was done. And, like, I felt like violence-wise, when I'm playing it in the game, it's supposed to be unexpected. That violent part of it is supposed to be there.
I can see that.
And then, but watching it in a trailer, it's kind of like, when I get to this point, I know what to expect now. Versus,
I can see
holy
that.
shit, this just happened.
But I think that they did it for that kind of holy shit shock value of
They're
it
trying
too.
to
They wanted
generate
to show you something
interest.
shocking right out of the gate to get your
But it also
interest.
makes me wonder if this is what they're willing to show in a trailer. What the fuck are they hiding? You know
Maybe
what I
that's what
mean?
they're worried about. Although I really have to wonder, it didn't have anything to do with Joel and Ellie.
Yeah,
And I don't know how invested I'll be in another Last of Us without them. So maybe they'll come into play later. Also, somebody posted a picture of it on Instagram. One of the things was like, oh my god, I can't believe Laura Bailey's in this. What? First of all, I love Laura Bailey, okay? She's amazing. But if you are surprised that she is in any game at this point, you are lying to yourself. That woman is in everything. She is in more stuff than Troy Baker. So,
You
oh
look
my
it up,
god,
it's
she's
like-
working for The Last of Us. What?
I did-
How is that surprising?
I can't believe Nolan North showed up in a game.
What?
It's like,
Bizarre.
Like,
It's like, what?
you shouldn't be surprised, first of all, because they're a popular voice actor. Laura's in everything anyway. Secondly, it's Naughty Dog. They will go out of their way to put her in stuff. Look at Uncharted 4. They cast her as a black woman. And secondly, it's The Last of Us, which I feel like since Troy was in the last one, Laura was just due to be in this one. So, I don't know. It shocked
just
me
feel
that
it's
somebody
like-
was shocked.
let me tell you how you're shocked at big names. You turn around and go, I can't believe that Troy Baker only did 2 games this year. I can't believe Laura Bailey was in a game this year. One.
Right.
Done. You know? It's like, they're
And I mean, I
famous
love
voice
these
actors.
people, but it's not shocking anymore. I
No.
mean, it would be shocking if somebody like a Sam Riegel got cast as a main protagonist. Then you'd be like, oh shit, man, that's awesome. But if you're like, oh god, I can't believe Laura Bailey's in this. What are you doing with your life?
Not researching voice actors.
You don't even have to research her. You can just hear her everywhere. But
Oh my God.
in addition to that, there was several trailers. So many trailers. Destiny 2, Curse of Osiris had a trailer. God of War got another gameplay trailer this time. Shadow of the Colossus, which apparently the trailer for that is just the opening of the game. I didn't play the original, but it looks good. It just didn't show me anything. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this.
Expect it all.
So
Expect it to look pretty.
yeah,
Expecto
I
Patronum?
guess so. The one that Chicken and Baka and I guess even Oak are excited about is Ghost of
Tsushima.
Thank you.
Tsushima.
Tsushima. Thank you.
Tsushima.
Which is basically feudal Japan. You'll be a samurai.
Open world. Oh my god. Like,
Open world samurai game is right up their alley. Like, I don't
Yep.
know about you guys, but Chicken friggin' loves some samurai
Oh,
stuff.
I love feudal Japan. I fucking love. There's just something about that time period that is just amazing.
Fascinating.
Well,
Maybe
it's
it's just because it's like the only honorable time in the history of mankind. But I mean,
That's not true. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
no.
honor around the world for stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think I get what he's saying, but I like with me it's like I love like when you have something like Assassin's Creed that's gone into the world of Egypt in a period that we know like this is something that historically we want to go in and we want to look at, and there's parts of England when you set there's certain settings in England depending on whether you want Victorian or that particular setting you're wanting. There's people that enjoy life like that, and I agree with him. That part of Japan, like that feeling of seeing this very strict honor that they had set up. It's really fun to watch, and it's some of it's very elegant in Japanese culture. It's just, oh my god, it's fantastic. But I'm excited about it. Like I didn't even know about it until we started
Till this.
looking.
yeah,
stuff.
neither did I. And she showed me the trailer, and I watched it, and I was like, I need it. Oh my god, where have
Well,
you been my whole
don't
life?
get too
Is it gonna
excited
be-
yet. There's no date. No date. It's made by the same people that made Infamous, though, so I think we'll be okay.
Means probably a single player story, no multiplayer. That means we can't run around together, Chicken.
I wouldn't put it past them, but I mean, even if it's a single player, I'm still gonna enjoy the fuck out of it.
Oh yeah, for
There
sure.
was a new trailer for Detroit Become Human. I need them to stop showing me trailers and fucking give me the game. Oh my god, it looks so good and I want it right now.
Now, it's slotted for March, isn't it?
It's been slotted for like every 3 months, and when that date comes up, it gets pushed back 3 months. It's
But
been like
I'm pretty
that
sure it's
for like
I'm
a
pretty
year.
sure it's slotted for March.
It's been slotted for December for like since E3.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty
So-
sure it's because I talked to somebody not too long ago, and I'm pretty sure it's slotted for March. But we'll double check.
But
So-
I need you to stop. They keep saying next year. Sometime next year is like the general option for that game.
Well, it'll
When will
be
it
it'll be
out?
December, and
Sometime
they'll
next
go. We told you sometime next year, but we mean latter part of next year.
Like
Yes.
the very end, the 31st of next year.
Yeah, Christmas holidays.
year. Oh my God! Stop! It looks so good. This one. Let's see. We've seen Connor, which was the negotiator, and then Marcus, which was the protester in the last one that we saw at E3, and now we're seeing Kara again. So this is the second trailer for Kara, which they said brings it full circle. So now the game should be ready to come out, right? Just
Yeah.
give it to me.
Yeah, theoretically, I mean, I like the way you think.
I mean, oh my God. So that looks really good. And I am just so, like, we were talking about it in Twitch chat on one of Chicken's streams recently with everybody. And I think that's the only game that I can think off the top of my head that I was super excited for.
Yeah, I mean,
Come
it
on,
looks so
I need it right
good.
now.
I want to know how the fucking system of it works. Like, if your character dies,
Can I
like,
reload?
is that it? Like, I mean, that character's story's over. You jump to a different character, and then whatever happened in that character's life affects the rest of the story with these
well,
characters.
because the
and-
overall
No,
story...
that would be a lot like Heavy Rain. Like where
Yeah.
Yeah, Heavy Rain was
character-
set up that way.
Because it's
Yeah.
got an overall story, which is the robot revolution, essentially.
Exactly.
So that's, like, we're just playing bits and parts in that larger story. So, but I want the option to reload. If I accidentally get Kara or Connor or Marcus killed, I would like to be able to go back and fix that because I already like them.
True, but it kind of plays into that revolution
Shut up,
mentality.
you.
Like, if Kara dies and saves the little girl, and it shows that these robots are willing to sacrifice themselves for human life, it creates an aura around the rest of the robots, and they're like, maybe she had it right. Maybe we're not just servants.
I have a feeling that our gameplays, our playthrough that is going to be very different.
People are gonna watch me play through it. I'm gonna stick to
fine.
my guns.
Now this would be your. Did either one of y'all ever played a Cage game before? Like, have you?
Nope.
This will be your
My
first
first
time. Okay, because Heavy Rain, Mascara, whatever, changing a baby's diaper, whatever. Beyond Two Souls. I enjoyed Beyond Two Souls a lot more than I thought I was going to, but there was a lot of QuickTime stuff that I didn't care for. But plotline wise, I really enjoyed everything that he was doing because you're basically playing a movie. I'm excited about this one because I feel like it's going to have a different feel than the other two did, in which
I think
those
so,
two were
too.
different than each other.
Yeah.
They had similar elements, but for the most part, they were very different from each other. So I'm interested to see where he's progressed as a game maker, and built it up. But I'm excited for Detroit. Just watching people play it at PAX and just kind of sitting back and not really hearing anything because they all have headphones on, and I'm
Right.
just watching because I didn't want to spoil it. It was interesting to watch because
just
you
need
would
it in my
watch
life
two
right
screens
now.
next to each other and two people were reacting differently to the same situations, and so
That's so fantastic.
I'm
really-
super excited
really
about it.
interested. So
Whenever it finally gets here. Whenever that is. Sometime next year. Quotes.
sometime
Anyway.
next year.
They showed off a new Far Cry 5 co-op trailer, which
That looks
okay.
like fun. Come on now. I
Yeah,
could
it
rather
looks
play.
like fun, but it definitely looks like Far Cry. Which I'm not saying is anything bad. I'm just saying it's not new either.
Right.
Oh, you played through the game like 4 times on the last one.
Far Cry
Yeah, I
4?
know,
It
right?
was really good. I really liked it. I'll probably do the same thing with 5, to be honest.
It's-
So you
it's
were like,
probably
but you're
good.
like,
Is it a good
not that
thing?
that's a bad thing. And I'm thinking, most people know you've played through this game how many times. We know you don't think it's a bad thing. Guacamole 2, which I'm very excited about.
Guacamole.
Like Melee, whatever.
Guacamole. That's not
It's
guacamole.
guacamole. It's
Guacamole.
Guacamole 2.
Guacamole.
Guacamole 2. Which the first one was very fun. I never got to the end of that one, but it was
I got
exciting.
stuck on a level because I'm not very good at that kind of gameplay.
Yeah, you're not a platformer, so it's kind of
I got stuck and I got frustrated and I think I walked away and never came back.
yeah.
Surprising.
They released a game while they were there, right? The Aura.
Yeah.
Aura.
Aura.
Yeah. Oure. For anybody who wants to pronounce that, that'd be fantastic. Ouri.
I mean, it looks kind of nice, but it's definitely not my kind of gameplay.
No,
I figured that's more Oaks territory right there.
Yeah, it looks a lot like a kind of a combination between Rhyme and Journey.
I can see that.
And it looks closer to the Rhyme end of it than it does the Journey part of it. So I'm interested to see how it is, and it looks like you get to turn into like a dragon, which I thought was pretty cool. So, you're a giant lizard.
I'm super excited about Concrete Genie, which I almost didn't watch the trailer for because I don't do a lot of that. It looked like from the picture that it was going to be another platformer, which I don't generally do. But I was like, whatever, I'll watch it anyway. I think I'm gonna buy that the second it comes out because it looks really good. It looks very cute and very artistic, and I really liked it. Sometime next year. Everything is sometimes next year.
Of course.
There's a new Resident Evil 7 Not a Hero trailer. That is not Chris Redfield. I don't care.
Shut up.
What
it
you
is.
say.
That's fine. You
it's
can.
Not.
You didn't even play Resident Evil 7, so you don't.
I didn't finish it.
You didn't
it's not
finish
that I didn't play it.
Whatever.
So fuck
so
off.
You don't get an opinion. You stay out of my Resident Evil. But I like the difference in the characters. Like you can actually in this, that's a hero that has been in the Resident Evil. Like your first one, your character is like, oh my god, these giant monsters, and Chris is like, oh, these giant monsters. I'm just gonna give them a big old punch in the face. We'll just keep on moving through them. These bastards again.
I've seen scarier shit than you, punch.
Exactly. Like I love that he just wails them and fucking knocks them back really far. He's like, get out of my way. I've dealt with this shit before. Let's just keep going. Like,
right?
All right, we got this down.
Well, that's soon. I don't know it. December 12th. I was going to say that one I know has a date, but I don't know what it was. December 12th.
And it's free.
December 12th is I think also the same day for episode Ignis, isn't it?
Is it?
Maybe. Let me double check. I'm scrolling down to see.
So
13th.
13th.
Oh, and I can't wait for that. Ignis is my favorite. Final Fantasy episode Ignis is coming out. I will binge watch it. All of the episodes for Prompto, Ignis, and Gladio, one right after the other when I get that one. So I am holding out until that point, but Ignis is just the most fantastic, wonderful character that I've met in a while, and I love him. Just saying.
They showed off a trailer for Monster Hunter World, and it
Yeah,
looks good.
The beta is going to be PS4 exclusive, but the game will also be on PC when it launches, so...
Me and Baka know the better
cool
of
with.
not playing betas. Just fucking wait on the game to come out so that you can go in fresh.
Well,
Do
but
you
the good thing
guys-
is it
we
gives
get
us the
burnt out.
opportunity to watch the betas too as people are playing them and say, okay, what would we do in this situation? What do we think they're gonna change before the actual game since it comes out?
I mean, it's
how much better is it gonna look on a PC?
Do you guys want to talk about the feature that both of you showed me separately because you were excited about it and thought it was neat?
Oh, the kitty cat.
Yep.
You get a companion kitty that you get to customize.
I
gonna make
got
little
Steam messages from them separately at
No, I
different
came in there and
times
showed
of the
you on
same
my
day.
phone.
Yeah, you showed me on the phone, and then Baka sent me a Steam message. And they're like, look at this, you can make a kitty friend.
It
Like,
is
really, guys?
4-player
Not what I
co-op.
thought you would be excited about.
4-player co-op for hunting
awesome.
missions and whatnot. Me and Baka are definitely gonna be playing that when it comes out January 26th. Look for the stream. Should have a pretty solid schedule down by that point. So
Well,
I will
Hope so.
request
Few months
that
away.
day off.
yes, you got 2 months to request. You're good.
I can just take that day off. We're good.
also, do you think that it's weird that with the Monster Hunter thing, Horizon Zero Dawn Alloy, the main character from that, is going to be a playable character in Monster Hunter?
Is
You think that's
she
weird?
actually going to be a playable character, or
Yes.
is that just a skin?
No, it says also revealed that Horizon Zero Dawn's Alloy is coming to the game as a playable character.
Oh, that's
That's what that says. So
PlayStation.
if that's incorrect,
That's just PlayStation trying to generate exclusivity stuff again. Like they have to at this point. A PlayStation, and this is not taking shots at PlayStation or anything. They're a good company, everyone. But PlayStation needs the exclusives to make their console stand out a little more. Because Microsoft at this point, it's like Windows Store and Xbox. We're good. Like everything you can play on PC, you can play on your Xbox and PC. We've got
yeah, but
all these
people are
exclusive
complaining
things
that
like this.
Xbox doesn't have enough exclusive. Like this year, they really didn't have that many exclusives that came out to generate the interest for the console specifically.
I agree with that,
because
but
they're getting more games from PC to come over. Like the PUBG is coming over, and as soon as that shit hits,
But you still have to have
Xbox,
something that's exclusive to your platform in order to make people want to stay there.
I think when it comes to Microsoft, it's kind of over when it comes to a regular exclusive. I think it's where they've gotten to a point now to because you're going to have those people that do have the gaming PCs like we do, and they'll have that option one direction or another. And I think you're going to have those people that only are going to have an Xbox or an Xbox One X, which sold a ton of. So like it's like, okay, Xbox One X comes out and everybody's like, well, hell yeah, I'll do that. And you've got people that even had PlayStation 4 Pros and things like that are even like, okay, I want the most powerful thing I can buy. Why you're dropping $500 on a new machine when you just bought one last year, I don't know. But cool for you to buy another one. And I don't know. I think they do need them, but I don't think we're going to get them. I think it's going to be to where they look at it as, I would almost time exclusive one of our, like if I was currently working for Microsoft, I would tell them to, if we're going to release it on PC too, that's how we make it exclusive. We exclusively put it on the Xbox for a year and then put it over to the PC.
Yeah, but they got so much flack for doing the year exclusivity with Tomb Raider, and I mean...
But that was against PlayStation 4. What I'm saying is your own product against your own product, which I think is a difference. I think it's different when you try to do it with PlayStation 4 because now it's like, you're killing the market both directions, whatever. Instead, this is never going to be on something that says Sony on it. And we're going to put it on our Xbox and let it set for a year, and then we'll release it on PC. And you don't even have to tell people you're going to do it. You just say Xbox One X exclusive, right? And you put it on there, and then the next year you go, store. And you asked for it, so we're now releasing it. So now it's like popular demand, right?
Yeah.
Do whatever you got to from a marketing standpoint, but that's basically what your plan is. So you have it set up because I mean, right now, how many people that play on a Windows machine wouldn't kill to have the original Halo series, like the front three? Because all they got was one. Did we even have two that was on an actual Windows?
Aren't they remaking them?
Can't you get the Master Chief Collection now from the Microsoft Store?
I think so.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, honestly, it's something that I never really thought about buying on my PC because I have my Xbox.
Well, Xbox, the original Combat Evolve for Halo had a big following, and there were a lot of mods and stuff that went along with it. So
yes, it's on the Microsoft Store.
So they do have it. Make sure that it's...
go ahead and do that.
All right, so that's good. So now they've given that as an option, but they've get it later.
Available,
you know what I mean?
Part of a bundle.
Yep. A bundle for what?
I don't know. Jump to bundles. Oh, bundles.
Oh,
Halo,
probably
Master
because
Chief.
it is a
digital.
bundle.
$29.99
for the Master Chief Collection.
There you go.
There you go.
Like, I mean, like I said, Microsoft, anything that has Windows Store and Xbox One X, to me, that is exclusive because it's for them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll still get...
Sony.
We'll probably get another Gears of War, because I think Gears of War 4 did okay.
And it came to PC.
We'll get, like, a bajillion more Halos because that's just what we're going to do.
And they'll come to PC, too.
Yep. So, I mean, I guess we still have some. It's just not many.
Well, they're just trying, as long as they can hit both of their markets now, because unfortunately Microsoft has two markets that they're allowed to tap into, and Sony only has PlayStation.
Oh.
Yes. So.
Well, that's true. There are a handful of other games that they talked about. Some smaller stuff, mostly. Dead Hungry, which I almost didn't watch because it's a PSVR title, but it's kind of funny. You make hamburgers and throw them at zombies.
Yes, I thought that was great.
It's what you do.
I love the pun name too, Dead Hungry.
Yes. Blood and Truth, Stifled, Erica, which I think is weird because we're going back to an FMV. So, because it's actually a filmed with real people acting game that you make choices in. I think.
And they're doing it with
strange.
the PlayStation PlayLink?
It's designed to work with the PlayLink mobile devices.
And I like the fact they're supporting this PlayLink technology. They're doing it with the Horizon Zero, not the Horizon Zero Dawn. Sorry, the other one, the Until Dawn. They're doing the Detective Until Dawn game or whatever that they announced at E3. And I like the idea that they're supporting that. Because I mean, I have friends that come over to the house that aren't regularly gamers, but they would sit down and play that. You know, and it's that, you know, you're going to have those people that are not normally people that would sit down and play a game with you, and you still get that 4-player. They're trying to reinvent that local experience that you don't get nowadays like you used to. Like with us, we're normal gamers. If we've got gaming friends that come over to the house to be able to all play on one console or whatever it is, but not everybody has that option. And I like this idea because you don't have to go out and buy controllers either. Everybody just uses their phone. So,
yep. That is nice because controllers are so fucking expensive these days.
Yeah, they are. Granted, phones are not exactly cheap, but you usually already have one.
Yeah, I was going to say, everybody
most
has
people have one.
I'm not going to go out and buy somebody a phone so they can play Playlink with me. Fuck that. Get your own damn phone.
Yep.
Well, those are the major things, though, I think. Is there anything else that you guys that caught your attention?
I don't think so. Out of the ones they showed, there were a couple of. I was saying before we started, I'm very impressed with the amount of VR options that are coming out for PlayStation. And I think Chicken pointed out that he feels like out of the support that's out there, PlayStation's doing it right. Like they're the ones that are on top of making sure that they're supporting that product, which I found irony in the fact that they created the Vita and didn't support it at all.
Yes. Well, they probably learned from that mistake because they got a lot of flack for doing that.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And I think third-party companies are more willing to buy into VR than they were to buy into the Vita, maybe.
Well, a lot of companies want to develop for VR, and it's just picking and choosing where you want to develop at this point, because it's the new interesting thing that everybody's doing. Vita didn't really have that kind of mass appeal.
Right.
I mean, it was kind of neat because everyone was excited for the little double joysticks on it, but even then, the shooters and everything else on it sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
Anything else that you guys want to talk about? I know the show is already running a little long, so...
Yeah, they did show off
Battlefront 2 is getting some changes.
I wanted to talk about that.
Definitely. The loot box changes?
Yeah, because it's their... Pardon my French. It's their bullshit way of trying to say that they're listening to their customer base, and we promise we're making it better, but that's bullshit.
They're just taking away the option to get epics out of those card packs. You can still get bronze, silver, and gold stuff, but the epics will have to be crafted in-game. But can't you get crafting materials also from those loot boxes?
I think so.
So you can. You're still buying your way towards making those epics faster if you buy the loot boxes. So it's still buying power.
They're basically changing it to slow the process of it down more.
Yes. And it's like you're not taking it away, you're just slowing it down a little, which incentivizes people to buy more.
Level, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that is strange that they want to do it like that, because it almost feels like they think that people won't notice.
It's pay to win, period. Like, you can't argue at this point that it's not pay to win. Like, you pay money, you get upgrades that you can use on your character that give you an advantage over other characters who do not buy it. Yeah, it's gambling, fair enough. But if I spend $100 on loot boxes, I'm gonna get something that I'm gonna beat your ass with.
Yep. And I mean, it's already kind of taken off on their system a little bit too, with the one where they patented the loot box selling it to you kind of thing, which is, you're in this game with this guy that's got a really cool thing that he made out of stuff you got from loot boxes. Look at that cool thing. Don't you want some loot boxes, kids? You do, don't you? Like, come on, guys. Stop treating your player base like that.
Has become the shady dude in the white van.
You want some crates? I got some crates back here. You wanna open?
Look at this loot. I mean, check out Jimmy over there. He's enjoying his loot.
We had such high hopes for the vampire. Come on, Andrew.
Yeah, no, and he's not working out at all. Which, speaking of the loot boxes, I think it's ridiculous, but there's actually a daily mission in Call of Duty to watch somebody else open loot boxes on the beach. Like, what? Like, right now, at least, at this point, it's all cosmetic items in the Call of Duty loot boxes, and you can't buy them worth real-world money, so it's all in-game right now. Good. But I can't help but wonder how long that's going to last. Also, the fact that you have a mission that rewards somebody for looking at somebody else's loot is weird. It's just weird to me.
Hey, go look at this guy. Watch him open his chest. Yeah,
It's
open
so
that.
weird.
No,
Fucking
open it
creeper
slower. Slower.
factor.
You're gonna be running up to someone. Wait! Don't open that real quick. Let me watch you. What? No, I'm not gonna open this. Go away.
No, you turn around.
Oh,
But
I
I
can't
do-
open it. I'm shy.
I feel like Activision in that sense is starting to take a little bit of advice from their Blizzard counterpart, where they're like, "See, don't sell power, just do the quests and things like this. Make it all available in game, and they'll love you. Trust me. Look at us." So
And it's
they're like,
cosmetic
"Oh."
right now.
Exactly.
Cosmetic stuff.
So if you sell cosmetic stuff and you can't buy it out of game with real money, people are going to flock to it a whole lot more because it's all in game. It's all part of the game.
Yeah.
There's no real
And I
money.
mean-
There's no power. So
It's sad that Call of Duty is trying to set a precedent and an example in this loot box era. Of all the companies
Holy shit.
or all the games that you were going to do it with, that's weird to me.
because they're part of Blizzard, and Blizzard is
Well,
basically like, get your
Yeah,
shit
but
together.
that part of them that is part of Blizzard is Activision, who patented that shitty program to sell you microtransactions.
Maybe
Oh,
Blizzard did it. Blizzard told them to do it because they didn't want to seem like the shitheads, and Blizzard is going to lock it away in a vault.
There you go. Blizzard's going to, like, wrestle it out of Activision's fingers and then go put it in the vault somewhere and be like, no.
Well, technically,
you
they
don't
got a
get this back.
equal vote at the big party.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We
But I
are
mean-
not going to use that as an entire company. That's not happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, I think the amount of Blizzard fans could take the Activision fans. I'm just saying now. I think it's a bit close, but I think we could take them.
There are a lot of rude jokes about the Call of Duty people that I would like to make, but I will refrain because they are rude.
the worst part about the Call of Duty thing, like, I was looking at the reviews on PC because I was like, okay, well, I might eventually buy this because they did go back to World War II. And I liked their commercials that they had. They had guys that were close to my age that were like, did you hear they went back to World War II? And they'd go pick up their buddies so they could go buy the game, right? And I was like, that's brilliant. You know, it's like this whole group of people that were like, psh, they went to modern. We don't want that anymore. We want to go back to World War II. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I start reading the reviews. Some of the reviews are the most nitpicky shit I've ever seen in my entire life. It's, that gun wasn't even out for like 4 years after the war.
Holy
You know?
shit.
It was like, I was like, what? And they're like, and then people were mad because, and I get the fact that people are upset, the fact that this is a history game. And in the multiplayer, the Nazi symbols have been removed. And instead, they have, I think, just SS written on things. And they were like, they could put it in the single player, but they can't play it out. It's like, because you're playing against people where it's illegal for that symbol to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Germany
they
had
write
to be
one
removed.
code, and it's, you know, it's easy. Austria and Germany, it's illegal. You can't have it. So it's
for
like,
good reason. I mean, those.
Yeah.
They. Unfortunately,
there's
they
a
were
good
there.
reason behind it. I was like, you are seriously giving this game a shit score because the Nazi symbol is not showing up in the multiplayer.
Well, it's the same
Do
thing
you-
as people being angry at Wolfenstein because they are mean to white supremacists. Like, yeah, they're mean to white supremacists because that's shitty. That's shitty behavior. It should be punished, and you should not be defending
they're
it.
Mean, they're mean to us, but we're mean to everyone else. But it's not fair.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
God.
fucking cry me a river, assholes.
Oh my god. It's like history, folks. History. This is what happened, and there
got
was a
some
bad
feels about
person
that
involved, and yes. There's also supernatural involved in Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
I mean, they give ghosts a bad name.
I have not seen that argument, but now it probably will happen. Thanks.
Right?
I'm gonna go like create that argument thread somewhere on the internet.
Yes, please. Start a...
They're racist against ghosts.
Oh my god.
All right, what else?
That's all for me.
Yeah, the only thing that was interesting to me, and we talked a little bit about before the show, but I wanted to bring this up, which is the fact that Sony has remade Shadow of Colossus. But one of the reviews that I saw on it, the guy said that the controls on it are still as clunky as they ever were. It's a beautiful game, but everything is... Why would you not change for an actual remake the control system to
Well,
fit a modern day feel?
and you're two systems down the line because it was originally a PlayStation 2 title. We're now on PlayStation 4. You're gonna get people that have never played it, like me. I never played the original. And it's like, well, if I start playing it and it's got god awful controls, it's not nostalgia for me. You're gonna lose somebody that might want to buy future titles from you based on this and go, well, that's, you know, they don't know how to design a control system. There should be an option, old school or new school.
Yeah, and it's just it's interesting to me that they decided to go with the older controls that were on there. But now the Resident Evil games, when they did a remaster of those, they changed the controls, or were they the same?
That's a chicken question.
They were the same. Those old tank controls?
Right. Which makes sense in a remaster, I would think.
Yes, in a remaster, but if you're rebuilding
nice
it from the ground up...
But a remake, which is what this one supposedly is...
Because they rebuilt it from the ground up.
Right. Why would you not change it to where it felt more modern? And I never played... was the Last Guardian that we waited like 12 years for.
Yeah.
I never played it, but I wonder what the controls were like on it.
Well, I heard that it suffered from poor controls because they used the control scheme that they had developed with PlayStation 2 instead of trying to brush it up and make it something smoother now that we have better control schemes and better control systems. So I think that turned a lot of... Like, for me, it's a game that I was like, well, I'll throw it on my Gamefly queue, and if I like it enough, then I'll buy it. And then I started hearing how bad the controls were for it, and I was like, no, I'm not buying that garbage. I'm not doing it. Like, their older games had shitty controls because that's the control schemes that we had back then.
Right.
And if I've never played it before, it's not nostalgic for me to struggle with the controller. It's
because I wasn't a fan of the original controls on Shadow of Colossus. It actually, I got through the first big Colossus, right, and got through it, and then when I got done, I was like, I'm done. I'm good. Like I don't want to play this anymore. Just because it was hard to play, and I was excited when they were remaking it because I was like, okay, well now they can fix that problem because the game itself was beautiful for the original PS2. Even I mean, it was a gorgeous game, and then to see what they've gotten, it's just I don't know, it doesn't make sense. But I was just gonna see what y'all's feelings were on it. So
redo the control scheme. That's my feelings.
Yep. So that's it.
All right then. I know we've been here forever. Sorry, everybody. We're almost an hour and a half. Well, probably after I cut off the start, it'll be like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, about an hour and 20 minutes.
There you go.
Let's go.
We do appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDB Oaktree. Check out Griff.
At Griff's Lionum.
You can check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
You can check out Baka.
At Baka Pickle.
Also, make sure you go to our YouTube. On there, you can see I say live version, the video version of... Sorry, we're all doing this thing. It's like this hand thing. All right. It's
okay.
Like,
I think you're best.
The video... the video version of the podcast, as well as awesome videos by Gruff and some Let's Plays as well. Make sure that you go on there and subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the better off we are there. Woohoo! Also, you can go to infiniterespawn.com, join the forums, hang out, talk some games and stuff and things and stuff.
I really gotta update that stuff.
Right?
Sorry, everybody. It's been a crazy thing, okay?
It's all good. But for Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Chicken.
I'm Baka.
See ya.
Bye.